So here we are with another week of what can Sleepy Joe fuck up next. Are you, I can't. What the f? Well, I can't have more than 2 fucks in the 30 seconds of the intro. So it's been more than 30 seconds, so fuck. Well, just once I'd like to get on here and make one of these videos and be like, guess what we get to do now? We get this, and it's great. But no. I've kind of committed to come on here at least once a week and talk about everything, mainly as it pertains to directly affecting me. And there's no shortage. There's no way that this doesn't affect me and everyone around me and you. And it just keeps getting better and better. I mean, it's at what point? They won't be happy until they crush us. Until they take every ounce of our productivity and wealth and we do exactly as we're told, and we live in these small government-provided housing somewhere while relying on public transportation to get around, all while being tracked both financially, physically, mentally. I mean, they really are going for complete control. So you may be wondering, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, just so happens, we're gonna get into it. You see, tucked away in one of those lovely spending bills for infrastructure, how many fucking years have I heard president after congressman after all of that shit spend trillions of dollars, yet the roads are still fucked up? They've been fucking working on the same stretches of highway for the last fucking since Clinton. All right? Yeah, where'd all this money go? And we keep fucking giving it to you, and you keep spending it. Yet our infrastructure is a pile of horse shit. Unless it's a special pet project. We know they got plenty of those, and those special pet projects tend to help a certain class of individual. The corporate elites. The corporations who are running the shit, You can tell as plain as day the way the government is doing what the corporations want, not what you want, not what I want. And why? Simplest of reasons: money, power, wealth. They want all of it, and they want to take every ounce of your productivity, every ounce of your life energy, and funnel it into their bank accounts and their yachts and their all of that other shit. See, it used to be in America, anybody could achieve that level of wealth. But over the years, we've eroded that. And now we're at the tipping point. The point where the poor are going to get really fucking poor and reliant on the rich to survive, but not without certain levels of control, right? Not without you doing the labor. It's coming, people. We're working our way to forced labor. They'll cut off these social programs that all the Democrats have been fired up for years. Hell, you can't even get food stamps if you don't have a job. Did you know that? Imagine that. Well, at least in my area. I don't know where you're at. But I know it's frowned upon to have zero income and go for food stamps. So, unless you got kids. That's the only way. Doesn't mean I won't try. Eventually. So, what you may be asking, well, what's new, motherfucker? What are you triggered about today? Well, as a nomad, you know, my last ounce of joy in this world. And you can go and watch these videos. If you haven't watched my road series, that's where I'm at my happiest. It's my happy place. I was doing so much better out there than I am now. And I didn't ask a lot. I was like, I was going to do that once a year and probably, go out for a month, maybe two, and do it. Nomad on the cheap, living in my car. But they're coming for that. They're coming for that very basic freedom. But that's only the beginning. If you think that's all that this is going to do to you, you're mistaken. Infrastructure package includes vehicle mileage tax program. This is fucking great. Thanks, Joe. Look at that smiling face. Yeah, the smile of fucking corruption right there. And to all you fuckers who voted for him, fuck you. I just can't say fuck you enough if you voted for that piece of shit. I don't care how much you hated Orange Man. I'd take 10 Orange Mans. 10 in a row versus 1. Joe Biden. All right? But because CNN told you to do it, told you what a bad person Orange Man is, because Orange Man wasn't doing what all the corporate elites wanted, and Orange Man was doing what Orange Man wanted, and he's, one of those wealthy elites himself. I could criticize him all day, but he wasn't doing what the other elites wanted. He was doing his own thing, which is kind of what he does. But because you guys hated him, or because he runs his mouth, and he has a lot of faults, I would take all of that, and all of the people crying about it again. Those same people are silent right now. Is this authoritarian? They called Trump an authoritarian, if I remember right. They were going off about it. There's your fucking authoritarian right there, motherfuckers. And it's only getting worse. He's doing the opposite of what the fucking Democrat Party's supposed to be founded on. He's going to punish the poor. Socialism doesn't work, people. I'm telling you. The new $1 trillion infrastructure package. I can't wait till you guys finally fix that stretch of 81 down near Scranton. They've been working on that for fucking 10 years. Maybe they'll finally get it done, you think? Sleepy Joe, are you going to spend some there? Probably not, but, I think your infrastructure is more about what you want to do, and that's drive all of us off the fucking road. That's what you want to do. You want to reduce the traffic, not increase the production to accommodate the traffic. And that's, make no mistakes, that's the goal here. They're taking away your freedom to travel, your freedom to, be unaccountable. But you may think, well, I can pay that extra 8 to 10 cents a fucking mile. Maybe they'll get rid of the fuel. No, we'll get to it. We're going to go through this article. This is a fucking... The U.S. Senate passed President Joe Biden's infrastructure bill with bipartisan support. So, for all you Republicans going, Democrats are shitty, I'm telling you, most of the government is paid for by the elites, by the corporations. They're not doing what you want. I don't care if they're on which side of the aisle. They're doing what the corporations want. I've been saying it for years. I was happier when there was a certain person in office to kind of piss in that pool, but now that's done, and we'll never see that again. I know some of you are holding out hope. We're not going to see that again. You're not going to see the establishment unseated by a fucking populace. It's not going to happen. Mark my words, With bipartisan support from 19 Republicans, including Bitch McConnell from Kentucky, buried in 2,700 page, which I'm sure everybody read prior to signing it. And I'm sure Sleepy Joe, he's going to read that shit. He's not going to pencil whip jack shit. That shit's going to land on his desk, and he's going to give all 2,700 pages a good once-over before he signs it, right? No. Somebody's going to be like, hey, sir, just sign it. Sign it! Sign it! Sorry. I'm extra triggered on this one. This is like going too far. I thought they went too far last week. Now they've gone too far. You know, you've taken everything from me at this point if you do this. So, what is the vehicle mileage tax? Well, you might say, oh, I know what it is. A vehicle mileage tax, or a vehicle miles traveled fee, would charge motorists a fee based on how many miles they drive. Simply put, if you drive a fucking car, you're gonna fucking pay. And if you don't fucking pay, you're not gonna drive a fucking car. And if you can't afford to pay, you're not gonna drive a fucking car. And if you ain't fucking got a job that relies on you to drive the fucking car, you're still gonna fucking pay more and make less, as in gig economy, people. You smell the writing on the wall here? Yeah. I have the weird knack of noticing all the side effects of the stupidity. And not only does this affect the gig economy, for sure, it's going to raise the price for us. It's also going to raise the price on everyone, by the way, because they're doing it to commercial motor vehicles. And as a former truck driver, thanks, Joe, I can tell you that the companies are just going to pass that cost under the bill of freight, which is already fucked up. They're already having to pay an arm and a leg for the drivers as it is because there's not enough of them. Well, now we're going to tax the shit out of them. Double time, because they're not getting rid. When's the last time they got rid of a fuel tax? You ever fucking think of that? No. They're going to be like, no, we need that. We need to encourage people to drive the electric vehicles. Meanwhile, bottom line is they're sucking more money out of you. Even if you go along with it, you get rid of your car, you take public transport, you ride Uber everywhere, which they're still going to pass that fuel cost to you. Slowly. They're going to fuck the drivers for a while first, I guarantee you. But then they'll realize they don't have enough fucking drivers and they'll stop fucking them and they'll fuck you. So, you know, at the end of the day, all of this shit's coming down to fuck you. Especially if you're not fucking rich. If you're fucking rich, it's going to be a little tighter for you. You won't get to go on that one extra vacation every 10 years. You know, but if you're fucking dirt poor, or you're at the bottom of the food chain, you're fucked in ways I can't even describe. Because your paycheck's not going to reflect this. You think McDonald's is going to pay you $30 a fucking hour? You already got to drive all this fucking way to get to and from work half the time. And if your job involves driving, you just got a big pay cut on top of the inflation. Add all of that up to a big pile of shit that you're swallowing. How big is the vehicle miles traveled tax? The infrastructure bill includes $125 million to fund a pilot program. So this is where the fact checkers come in and they say, oh, wait, no, he's not doing that yet. Just wait till November. He's not doing that yet. We got a while for the next election. Wait, he's not doing that yet. It's just a pilot program. See, they're only going to fuck a small group of volunteers. I don't know who volunteers for this shit, but somebody apparently they got enough volunteers to test this out. Probably certain locations, certain cities with a blue-leaning fucking government, I imagine, will implement this. I think New York City would be probably number one on the list. It's a whole other video. It's coming. But yeah, somebody is volunteering to test this. And if the test is good, then they'll fuck you next year. This is like the beginning. They're working you up to it. They're massaging you a little. They're talking and whispering in your ear a little. Oh, we're going to do some great infrastructure for you. Your life is going to improve dramatically. Except it's going to cost a lot more money. Fucking. This includes $10 million each year from 2022 to 2026 for a national vehicles mile traveled fee pilot program. You want to know when this goes into effect, by the way? At the end of Joe Biden's term. It's my prediction. They're going to pilot it until it's election time. They want to squeeze this one in at the last minute. So that they're playing it down. Most mainstream outlets aren't even fucking mentioning it. It's not even an honorable NTD News, you know, the only fucking outlet I even bother with at this point. And I have my problems with their coverage as well. But like I said, any place that slams, you know, China across the fucking pond there with constant shit talking has my support at this point. It's not too many news organizations can do that. Like China News Network, they aren't doing that. China Broadcasting System, they're not doing any of that. So I got to give them props for that. But at the same time, they're also feeling the pull of the corporation dollars, you know. Yeah, although they do have My Pillow ads. So take from that what you will. State and local pilot programs. So here in New York, they're going to do it probably, guaranteed. Includes $75 million provided from the federal government to regional state. So yeah, they're bribing some states to do it. Basically. So it's just whether or not you live in one of those shitholes that you should have escaped last year when the writing was on the wall. Unfortunately, I didn't take my own advice on that. Why does the infrastructure package include a vehicle miles traveled fee? Well, according to the infrastructure package, the goal of the vehicle miles traveled fee is to test the feasibility of a road usage fee. I thought we were already paying taxes for the fucking roads. Isn't that enough? How much more do you need? You got fucking tolls all over the place with cameras taking your fucking picture and sending you these bills in the mail and giving you like 7 days, and then they charge you $25 more. I've been doing that in New York for a while. So much so that when I did my road trip, I specifically took toll roads out of the mix so that I didn't have to do any of that shit. And, you know, it added an hour or two of travel time, but it also prevented me from going through that fucking nightmare. It was so much better when you could just drive through the toll booth, hand them a couple bucks, and then you're on your way. Well, now the whole fucking country's a toll booth. Doesn't matter where you go. You could be driving on a road in the middle of the fucking desert. Guess what? You're paying some extra to go on that fucking road. Because your taxes that they already take from you aren't enough. Apparently. So we're going to take more. More fucking bastards. When do you have to start paying a vehicle miles traveled fee? This is only a pilot program. Like I said, I told you, it's the election. Biden administration may or may not implement the miles travel. I hope not. I hope you guys aren't as stupid as that. Because it's going to be a shitstorm if you do. For the pilot program, there'll be 50 volunteers from all 50 states, including both passenger and commercial vehicles. Hey, that commercial vehicle, that's where you all get to pay as well. The drivers would have their miles tracked. Now I want to highlight this. Unfortunately, I don't have my fucking mouse on this laptop. The drivers would have their miles tracked with GPS and data apps. For example, that would track their miles driven for a certain fucking time period. Let that sink in. What are they doing? They're tracking every fucking where you go. And if you don't let them track you, you ain't going. At least not legally. If they pull you over and they catch you without that fucking shit, same way they do in New York, if they don't see your fucking registrations up to date or your fucking inspection, it's really just money. That's all it is. Then you're going to get fined, obviously. A ticket. Maybe affect your license or something. But otherwise, you better put that fucking GPS tracker that's connected to the fucking internet so that they can bill you every year for every fucking mile you drove. Doesn't matter where you drove it. You could be driving loops around the fucking parking lot and you're paying that tax. Even though that's private fucking property you're driving on, you're fucking paying the tax. So, yeah. Let's take that in. They were edging that one through the propaganda machine there. But that one stood out to me like a sore thumb. So let me get this straight. Now I gotta have an app to go into fucking anything now that proves that I have been jabbed properly when I haven't. So I'm fucked there. Pretty soon, there's gonna be an app showing them where I'm going. It's charging me to go there, even though I was already paying to go there through the fuel tax and the, you know, all the other taxes. You know, you really want me to be on the side of a road with a sign, because that's about the only thing I can think of that isn't taxed right now. I don't see the tax man out there and smacking the meth heads around that are holding the signs up going, hey, you know, I need some money. At least there's that. There'll always be that. Although that's going to be, there's going to be some fierce competition for those corners now. You're making it worse for everybody. Oh, that one got me there. It's like all of your fucking miles tracked with GPS. Yeah, just squeeze that one in a fucking infrastructure bill. I hope they build a big ass bridge for that. You know, I hope they fix some shit. Can we fix some shit? I don't see anything in here that promises they're going to fix something. It's all infrastructure. It's all that generalized fucking bullshit statement. They're not fixing shit. They're fixing the corporations, what they're fixing. You know, they'll have people out there with signs all day, but they won't spend the actual money on infrastructure. No. It's all pet projects. That's all it is. Oh, you scratched my balls today? Let me give you this little fucking pork belly bill. Let me do this for you, since you do this for me. That's all that's going on, and we apparently don't do anything for them. We just pay for all of this shit. So fuck us, I guess. Is the vehicle miles driven fee a good idea? Who are they interviewing? This is fucking great. There are pros and cons. There's no pros to this tax. They're not going to benefit anyone other than the elites in the government. Goals of this tax are to push people off the road. That is the goal. That's the end goal, to limit your ability to travel and to track where you go and what you do, and to limit your ability and make more fucking money that they can go and spend on all the shit that they want for their corporate buddies and their other countries that are in their pockets, that are very, you know, got very cheap labor forces for those corporations. You know, these, and pretty soon we'll be there too. We'll have our own cheap labor force. Look at the border. It's coming. You know, it is sweeping over the border as we speak. Just the cheap corporate slave labor is incoming, and that's what that's all about, and there ain't nothing you're gonna do to stop it. Doesn't matter who the fuck you put in the White House. Supporters? They're supporters? Well, fuck them. If you support this shit, fuck you. Fuck you all the way. All the way. No fucking, you know, lubrication, none of that. Fuck you if you support this shit. Fuck you 1,000%. So whoever the supporters are, you can go fuck yourselves. I don't care. Fuck off. I hate you. I fucking hate you. You're part of the problem. Fuck you. All right. Now that I got that off my chest. Supporters say that the advantages of a vehicle miles driven fee include: a vehicle miles driven fee could help raise revenue for essential transportation and infrastructure projects. Well, aren't we already paying for all that shit? Wasn't that the thing the last time they pushed $4 trillion through? They're like, oh, we're going to fix roads and bridges. We're going to fix roads and bridges all day, roads and bridges. We built all kinds of roads and bridges. I can think of a certain president, Obama. That's all I heard out of his fucking mouth, too. Yet when I drove around out there, to every fucking state, been there, every fucking city, every major metropolitan area I've been through, are all shitholes. Don't believe me? Go out and drive. You know, you don't have to go far. Roads and bridges, roads and fuck you. It's never happening. It's bullshit. You're lying. With a capital fucking L. That's my opinion, by the way, you fact checkers. So go fact check fuck yourself. From a fairness perspective, both passenger and commercial vehicles would pay the mile. That's fairness? Oh, so we're going to equally fuck the poor all across the board. Because even if you don't have a car, you probably went to the store and bought some shit. You know what? That shit's going to cost 10 cents a mile more. And you think the transportation company's eating that? No, they're not eating that. You're eating that. Yes. It's a good idea. Let's push this pilot program through. I'm telling you. Right up in the last second. On his way out the door. Assuming he makes it to the door. And doesn't have problems. Joe's going to spring this on you. He's going to sign it, and those assholes in fucking white in the Congress, they're going to push it through, including the fucking Republicans. Bitch McConnell. All the way. And Pelosi, she's filling up that. She's going to buy a new refrigerator, put more ice cream in. That's the infrastructure you're fucking paying for. It ain't going to be the road that you have to pay extra to drive on that they still haven't fixed. You think I'm lying about it? Just can you not open your eyes and go out and see? I mean, if a vehicle miles tax replaces a gasoline tax, it ain't gonna fucking happen. Then drivers would be taxed based on how much they drive rather than pay at the pump. Well, that's what paying at the pump is. But you want to know why that's not good enough anymore? Just that money. Internet's not going away, people. They're not going to be all like, oh, well, we're doing this, but you don't have to pay any fuel tax anymore. And then the price of gas come way down. Of course, that would drive demand. That's the opposite of what Joe Biden and his ilk want. You know, that electric cars, you want to know how we motivate motherfuckers into those electric vehicles, which will have that GPS tracking all built in, connected right to the fucking internet. You already sign up from that when you buy a Tesla or one of the motherfucking things. You have a smart car. They know everything about you. You think they don't fucking know? You think these fucking didn't know? Well, I guarantee you your car is fucking wired to the fucking network too if you buy one of those electric cars. Especially one of those self-driving electric cars, which has to be connected to the internet. So, yeah, all of this is going to come down. And those electric cars aren't going to be cheap. You know, look at the chip shortage. I can't even go down and buy a fucking gaming computer right now. You know, you ever try? Go and buy you a gaming PC in your local store. Oh, wait, most of those stores are out of business. So you have to go to Jeff Bezos and do it. Yeah, so trust me, ain't going to be cheap. So you know who's going to have vehicles? Rich fuckers. Corporate elites. And when I say rich, I don't mean 50, 60, 70,000 a year motherfuckers. I'm talking six-figure motherfuckers. Those are the people that are going to get to do all the shit. You know, 50,000's the new 30 now, by the way. If you're not doing the math of the inflation math. So, yeah, that $15 an hour they've been screaming for is more like $7 every day. And don't worry, they'll get it there. And then they can say, well, look, we gave you $15 an hour. Please vote for us. Well, don't worry, we'll take care of it if you don't. Vehicle miles driven disadvantage. Opponents say that the disadvantages I still want to know who the fucking supporters are. Who's lining up and saying, yeah, charge me by the mile. Yes, please, take my money. You guys do such a good job with it. Please take my money. I can't get over that. Who's the fucking supporters? Well, I want to see them. I want to see them. Do they exist? Or are you just making them up to support your political fucking side? That's all there is to that. You know, opponents say that the disadvantages of vehicle miles driven, I've kind of covered all of this, but let's, privacy concerns, namely that the government could track citizens' movement, including where and when they drive. Yay! For fucking more tracking. Big Brother is watching. Pretty soon you'll have the telescreens all in your fucking vehicles, and they'll be listening too. Do you think they're just going to watch? No, they're going to listen. They're going to hear. And if you start fucking up, your vehicle tax is going to go up. Oh, shit, your vehicle might just shut off on you. I mean, they might get to the point where, oh, you didn't pay your fucking vehicle tax last year. Well, guess what? We got the little kill switch. Your car doesn't start. You think I'm fucking with you? We have that technology already. You ever see them assholes that start the car from the inside the house and they're like, hey, instead of doing the setup? Yeah, I envy them sometimes. But still, the technology exists. So if they put all this tracking shit in there, and then you don't pay, how hard would it be to put a kill switch in there? And bury it so that a mechanic couldn't fucking dig it out for you. Encryption keys to fucking run your car. I mean, these are all things that are down the road. When you give them the first step, hence putting something on your face, what happens after that? We've seen it. It's the same with this. If you let this fly, you've given up everything. You're officially 100% under the control of people. They don't want you driving around. They don't want you going all over. They don't want you having freedom. They don't want you going to the next town and saying, hey, well, none of these fuckers are wearing shit on their faces. And they didn't care about it. I didn't get asked for the jab on the way in and they didn't swab me. Because you can't fucking go now. Can't afford it. You know? It's one thing after another. And the more we give into this, the more we allow it to happen. And we're allowing it to happen, people. Everyone's just comfortably watching Netflix while this happens. You know? I run my mouth. That's about all I can do. But when I look around and I see that nobody cares enough to step in front of this and stop it, other than maybe some protesters about the mandate, but they're focused on the mandate and not seeing the bigger picture that's coming down. And there's a whole lot of cognitive dissonant people who just won't admit that they picked the wrong motherfuckers to put in the fucking White House. And they'll defend that decision to the end because they don't want to admit about being wrong. Because they hated the orange man so much. So you'll never hear, they'll just silently watch this fucking shit. You know? And it's hypocritical and it's stupid. And you wonder why I bitched all the way leading up to it. You know? I saw this during the election. I knew this kind of shit was coming. And that nobody would stop it. And it's not being stopped. Period. So, mark my words. This is coming. The pilot, you know, they got the pilot through. You know, but that's just the tip. Pretty soon you're going to get the whole fucking thing. So I hope you're ready. Hope you've braced yourself. Put your hands on the fucking deck and you're just like, you know, okay, Joe, I'm ready. Let's do this. Desperate impact as rural drivers tend to drive more. I wonder what the political leanings of people in rural America are. Not to mention the income levels are pretty fucking low there, too. Imagine that. Oh, fuck. This just gets better and better. Rural drivers tend to drive more on average and could therefore pay more than their urban and suburban counterparts, who most of which take the bus and Uber anywhere anyway. So, yeah, but those prices are going to go up, too. You know, so don't think you're getting out of it if you don't own a car. They're getting the money from somewhere, and it's going to come from you. Bottom of the pit. You know, you're the bottom of this fucking shit show. And it's landing on you. There are other permutations and combinations to a potential vehicle miles driven fee. For example, there could be different fees for urban versus rural drivers, or commercial versus passenger. Oh, so yeah, different levels of fucking. And guess what? The commercial is going to be charged more, which means you're going to get charged more. So they'll alleviate the fee for some of us low folks, but they'll take it on the back end through the taxes from what's left of the middle class, if there's any of those left. You know. Yeah, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. So what this article failed to mention, I almost missed this part, administratively difficult since every driver in the U.S. would need a device installed in their vehicle to track how many miles they drive. I saw another article, I don't remember where it was talking about this, but essentially, if they did this, and I saw nothing about them taking away the fuel tax. There was nothing. That wasn't part of the pilot. No, it's a double tax. So you're paying double to drive your vehicle if you have a vehicle that still uses fuel. I have a hybrid, so they're basically, we're losing money on me. So in order to regain that money, they're going to charge me by the mile, despite that it's a hybrid. There might be a discount for the hybrid. I don't know. Maybe they'll do that. I'm kind of giving it to the fucking environmentalists there by driving a Prius, but I don't do it for that reason. I do it for cost reasons. It's cheaper to have 45 to 50 miles a gallon when you travel than 20 to 30 miles a gallon. You know? Oh, and you might think electric vehicles are the way to go until you get your fucking electric bill, which is going up. You know? I'm trying, people. I find the positive fucking part of that because I already can't get a trucking job as it is because I'm worried about this OSHA shit. Hopefully that doesn't fly. There's pushback. There are protests. So if you're one of the people that are protesting this is my protest of that. Then, you know... But they don't care. We've already seen they don't care. You could be on the street doing all kinds of anarchy shit like happened before. They didn't care. They still don't care. They don't fucking care. Because you're not doing it where they live. No. They don't care. You can stand out there with your sign all day yelling. Think they're listening? No. No, civil disobedience is the only way that you stop this, and we're in enough of that. Nobody wants to put themselves out there like that, it seems. Because they're too comfortable. You know, they don't want to disrupt what little comfort they have to stop this. So it's going to happen, people. And I wish it wasn't so. I pulled this up to see kind of the future.
Two autonomous driving technology companies are one step closer to offering driverless rides to passengers.
So, you know, this is where they want you. Those are electric autonomous driving vehicles. They want you in those.
In California. The DMV recently issued deployment permits to the two companies. Here's NTD's Cynthia Kai with more.
General Motors Cruise and Alphabet's Waymo became the first two self-driving car companies to receive regulatory approval.
Alphabet, that's Google, by the way.
Approval to offer driverless rides to passengers in California. On September 30th, the California...
Hey, look at the state that's doing it first.
Department of Motor Vehicles issued autonomous vehicles...
If you still live in California, you're the pilot program for all of this.
Permits.
And you have been since you fucking locked down and put your fucking masks on.
The companies to charge a fee and receive compensation for autonomous services offered to the public. Both companies are now allowed to offer their autonomous technology commercially outside of a testing program.
That looks safe. I'm sure that accounts for the guy that's going to randomly jump out in the street after doing a night of drugs and, you know, doing a full bender, and he walks out in the street not paying attention. I'm sure that thing will stop in time, right?
Is approved to operate its vehicles within designated parts of San Francisco between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. at a maximum speed limit of 30 miles per hour.
You can still fuck up somebody at 35 miles an hour.
Waymo vehicles, which have safety drivers behind the wheel, are approved to operate on public roads within parts of San Francisco.
65 if you got a motherfucker that can still sit there and say, oh, it's fucking up. If it works, why do you need somebody to sit there? Eh? And they're approving it. It's getting through several permit processes. I guarantee you'll see this shit. So, they want to take that away from you. They want to take that away from you. They want you to do this, you know, instead of driving where you want to go and not having to tell anybody where you're going and just going and doing your thing. Those days are numbered, people. They're coming to an end. They already know a lot of where you go, by the way. This isn't necessarily news. Most people are driving around with this in their pockets. And this knows every fucking place. It knows where you walk. It knows where you go. It knows where you don't go. The difference is it's a private corporation that's mining that data, which tends to buffer from the government a little bit. But now the government's going to do it to you. And they're going to do it through jab passport if they can. Already implemented in multiple countries, by the way. Or they'll track your vehicle. But no matter what, they're going to know where you are. They're going to have you pay for them to keep track of you and tell you where you can and can't go, essentially. And make no mistake, you think I'm joking. If you don't pay that tax, your vehicle ain't going to work. Because they're not just going to put that device in there just for tracking. No. They want a little more control than that. And you might think that's some tinfoil hat shit, but I've been spouting shit like this for a while, and look where we are. Look where we are, people. Am I fucking nuts? I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. Joe's driving me fucking nuts, for sure. But what the fuck do I know? Maybe I'm wrong about all this. Maybe everything will be shiny and happy and there'll be fucking unicorns, sharting rainbows all over us every fucking day. Maybe that'll happen. You know, but it's not from where I'm sitting. Not from where I'm sitting. I'm pretty sure this is yet another thing being taken from us. And it's going to affect me very harshly. You know, I was already struggling because of the inflation and the jab thing and not being able to hop in a truck and pile up a bunch of money. You know, I was going to jump to the gig economy, which would ride on my personal vehicle, which I already own. But that's, you know, they're going to come for more. And it's all I got left here is yelling at this fucking camera in the basement, apparently, and going to my DJ gig. And the odd client video here and there, which will now cost more to drive to. You know, I mean, what's the point of me having a fucking hybrid if I'm going to essentially pay more to fucking just drive it? You know, I mean, at some point this is stupid. It just keeps getting dumber and dumber and dumber. And I just wish we would stop. You know, at what point do we say, that's enough, motherfucker? It's enough. Oh, well. What the fuck do I know? I'm not an expert. Just an asshole. I'm getting fucked with the rest of us. You know, we'll enjoy this together, I guess. Just watch it all fucking go down. Because that's about all I can do. That and hide. That's it. You know, I have to get really good at hiking, that's for sure. That's going to be my only travel option when this comes in, isn't it? I'm going to have to strap a backpack to my ass and start sticking my thumb out so that one of the rich people that can afford to drive everywhere can fucking take me out, and I'll fucking backpack my way to where I want to go. Take a lot longer, for sure. Probably won't be able to put out as many videos if I do that. You know, definitely won't be as comfortable as the Prius. That fucking thing's a palace when I sleep in it. But if that's what it comes down to, that's my last option. Strap on a backpack and start walking. Which might be quite the adventure. I just wish it wasn't forced upon me. You know. It is what it is. Pretty soon they'll fuck with that, though. You know. It's an incremental thing they're doing. And every time we don't stop them, they'll do the next thing down the line. So if you let them put a device in your car with GPS on it that connects to the motherfucking IRS or whatever fucking government agency is going to police this, they will know where you're going, what you're doing. They're going to charge you for it. And they're going to pay. You're going to pay for them to fucking spy on you in the process. You know, everything's going to cost even more. So if inflation wasn't enough, we're just going to take more money too. And we're going to spend it. They haven't stopped spending. They keep spending. We're out of money, bitches. Stop spending. Stop the fucking spending. The gravy train is over. People aren't working. And you're making less people work. And yet you're still spending money like it's fucking high times and shit. At what point does this explode on us? Because it's coming. Stop spending fucking money. You don't get to spend my money. Not if you want me to earn it. You know, you want me to go out and work 70 hours a week? Well, you're going about it all wrong. Because I damn sure am not going to pay for that. And if you tell me I can't fucking drive anymore, that's even less incentive. You're going to double tax me to go to and from some job, which may involve driving a vehicle. You already can't get fucking truck drivers. Think of what this is going to do to the independent guys. The independent truck drivers. They're going to get fucked. Because they were already on a thin margin. You got to understand, owner-operators are operating, or maybe 30 grand profit, 40 grand tops. Unless they're really fucking hardcore and they never stop working. Which they're not federally allowed to do, by the way. You're really fucking them. You'll weed out even more truckers. You thought freight shortages were now. You put this fucking extra fucking 8 to 10 cents a mile on shit? Oh my God, is that going to hurt the owner-operators out there? Some collateral damage Sleepy Joe doesn't think about. I don't think Sleepy Joe thinks about this shit. Hell, I don't even know if he knows it was in there. He probably didn't even get to that page. He read page 1. Oh, infrastructure. Yeah, roads and bridges. Sign this shit. Yay! Well, you're just going to strangle even more people who are just trying to make a living, some of whom bought a truck and have been scraping by. There's people I know that were owner-operators that were living off $100 a week spending money. That's how thin that margin got. How do you think it's going to go down if you raise the price of driving 10 cents a mile on them? Well, they're going to try and raise the freight prices, but it's still going to choke and push under a bunch of people who are riding that line, driving that truck, who are driving the truck essentially to live in the truck because they can't afford anything else. Now, granted, there's truckers out there that are doing well for themselves, but that ain't everybody. And this is just one more thing that's going to knock more people out of the trucking industry. More collateral damage of your stupid fucking plan. So, we're all going to be... The Great Reset. This is like Great Reset all day. This is all happening. It's really lining up. The end goal of the Great Reset is getting ever closer to being realized. You will own nothing. You will be fucking happy. Because we told you to be happy. Are you happy? Well, you better be fucking happy or you're going to fucking pay. We're going to be happy. We're going to take you down to the re-education camp if you aren't fucking happy. All right? Yeah. What's your social credit score? Does it say that they're no, you're not happy? Well, get happy, bitch. It's coming. It sounds ludicrous, but we're literally just marching. There's the cliff, and we're there. We're on our way. Let's go. Hey, you coming to the cliff? It's gonna be fun. Fuck. All right, that's it. I was gonna do 2 videos today, but I'm literally, because there's 2 things to be triggered about. But I think I'm just gonna casually mention at the end of this video, particularly since it's a sensitive subject here in YouTube land, that a certain project that begins with a V, ERITAS. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get fucked. Because if they're getting shadow banned, I don't want to get caught up in that. One of you sent a link in my previous video, and so I'm going to refer you to that until that link gets taken away. But go directly to their shit. I'm sure they got a website or a channel or something. But some big pharma type executives have come out and told you exactly what I've been fucking saying to you from the beginning of this fucking thing about the jab. That it's all about the money. That the science shows certain things, like particularly you already had the coof. You're going to do better than the jab, immune system wise. And these are scientists that work for the companies that are giving you the shit. Complete expose. If you haven't watched it, it essentially vindicates everything I've said about this from day fucking 1. I rest my case on that. You know, what's the jury's verdict going to be on this now that we have all this fucking evidence? Between that and the Facebook post with the 200,000 fucking comments on people that had that jab that lost somebody, still got the coof, still, all of that happened. Anecdotal evidence is good evidence that there's smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. It's about money, people. It's about money. And they don't care who gets sick and who doesn't make it when it comes to profit. And you can look at the history of Big Pharma to see that. Look at all the settlements. Look at all the lawsuits that every one of these companies that you're trusting that is currently immune to legal action. You gave them blanket immunity for this. So you can't sue them. Can't get that $250 million settlement split up by hundreds of thousands of people. That's not going to happen. So hope you weren't hoping for that. Big payday, along with your issues that you developed from it. So, yeah, I was going to do a whole other video on that, but I think I spent all my energy on this particular rant. Just to add it to the list of shit, the list of shit. As for me, I'm still struggling with things, obviously. I am getting some music fired up. I'm going to do practice today, and so that I can do a live stream this weekend. It won't be Saturday because I got to work. But at some point in the next 2 or 3 days, I will do a music and chat live stream so we can hang out, make some music, probably talk about this shit a bit, and hang out. We got a nice little community here, and I like hanging out with y'all. I like doing the live premieres, and I also like doing the music and chat streams because, it's kind of a balance of both talking shit and coming up with music and being creative and just having fun a little, if that's even possible. Pretty soon they'll charge you for that. Can't have fun. No. Unless it's the kind of fun we approve. It's okay. Because Dr. Fauci says you can have Christmas this year. So you hear that? You can now have Christmas. It's official. Dr. Fauci has blessed you to have Christmas. But only if you had the fucking jab.